Everybody can hear me okay? Awesome. All right. Oh, let's see something. All right, so let's begin. Might as well. So let's just sit tall, supremely still. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the ends of this universe, attuned to that supreme divine consciousness now. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Let's do the Om Namah Shivaya mantra. I bow to the inner light. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord bestow upon us the fruits of knowledge, and may we always have a strong desire for that knowledge that releases us, liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So before we begin, let's just bless this space and purify this space, all the second channels within as well, and all the bodies around us through the mantra for purification. If you know it, you can do it with me. If you don't, just think about the purifying effects. Imagine you're singing this through the voice of the Guru, and you derive all the benefits of as though you were chanting it perfectly. 3 times with force and with vigor so that it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within and outside as well of us. Try to do each one in this single breath if you can. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sachi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Saji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Saji. So now you can relax, do a little bit of spiritual teachings now in accordance with Dharma Yoga's, Sri Dharma Mitra's teachings. The best of the best, he's always giving us the best. So you know some of the catchphrases that he uses sometimes in his practice, so I just like to just expand upon those a little bit. So first of all, he's always telling us to be the witness. And this has so much power to it. I know it's helped me a lot in my practice. And, when you're able to be the witness, you're able to release, maybe not get so attached to the practice. Because what happens in a practice, as you know, sometimes we get really fixated on a pose, we get really fixated on the result. But, ultimately, that brings up that turns up the mind a little bit, makes it restless, and it also makes us we get frustrated or whatever, all the emotions come up, and through the restlessness of the mind, that sometimes brings up desires. You want a strong desire, even though the intentions might be really, really strong and good. Ultimately they can lead to attachments, and attachments of course ultimately lead to suffering. So when we come back to the idea that we're the witness, we're removing ourselves from that tendency. So what so I find that it really helps in order to just really just come back and step back and just observe what's going on. Whether it's physically, whether you can see yourself doing the practice, and whether you can, and when you see yourself physically doing it, and even the emotions that rise up, and even when the thoughts patterns that come up, all those thought patterns that kind of spin us again into state of restlessness. When we're able to be the witness and just say, this is just happening, this I'm not, ultimately we are not that, we are everything that we perceive is not us, it's not our true us. So it just brings us back to the idea that we are not the body, we are not the emotions, we are not the mind. All these are just the physical world. We have to experience everything through the physical form, and we should be grateful for all those experiences, whether they're pleasant, whether they're difficult, whether they're bring us into state of elation or challenge. They're all amazing because they all help us to gain the knowledge that we need to ultimately to attain self-realization. So it's very interesting to watch our path, and like as we evolve, we get more conscious of this. At the beginning, when we're at the beginning of the path, think of the cavemen. Think about, like they don't have a lot of they don't have that sense, right? But as you evolve, as you gain more knowledge, you gain the ability to be able to see yourself, and start looking at yourself as just the vehicle to carry out your mission. I like to use that analogy sometimes. It sometimes helps to think that our bodies are just simply a tool, a vehicle to manifest all that we're trying to manifest, to just learn everything, and to experience everything. And through those experiences, we gain all the knowledge that we need in order to move closer and closer to um, achieving or attaining, just trying to figure out what our true self is, our true nature, which is beyond the body, which is beyond the mind, which is beyond the emotions. And when we pretend we're the when and like we can also watch ourselves pretending ourselves to imitate the other forms. And when we do this, we can see ourselves a little bit more, imagine something in your mind of whether it's a snake, whether it's a warrior, whether it's a dog. We can picture ourselves in that form. We can really just try to tap into their consciousness and their divine qualities. Ultimately, all these forms are all just different reflections of how God's grace and magnificence and beauty manifests in all these beautiful, unique ways. So we get to really experience all those forms in a more powerful and a more conscious way, where we can really, um, experience what they're experiencing. So we're all the same, and it's really, really interesting and really beautiful path to see all. Just try to imitate all these forms and just try to be in their bodies. I like to think of imitation as a very high form of reverence. And when we try to have reverence for all beings through the forms, to appreciate their qualities and really try to put ourselves in the body and just try to feel, observe them, and just try to put yourself into that space, put yourself in that body, and their mindset, all their divine qualities, their emotions as well, their mental abilities. That's when you really find the ease with that. You find the ease in that posture because you're putting yourself in that body, in that mind, in those emotions. And that really helps you to really, I think, find the ease, and then you find a quietness. And when you find the quietness, the mind just, when you merge with that form, you're merging with God. So I encourage you in your practice to always just try to tap into those divine qualities of every form, and just really just try to bring that out and become one with them. Ultimately, we have all these qualities too, because we're all infinite, in our capacity to evolve and to come more towards our likeness, which is God, which is God's likeness, which is God's divinity. So I encourage you to really always to just try to explore that throughout all the practice. Be the eternal witness, and find, tap into that infiniteness that is you, that is your root, your true nature, infinite in so many ways, in all the compassion, in all the wisdom, in all the love, and in all these qualities that bring you, that make you more powerful, and that you can use as tools to help others to attain their goal too. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is we're all on the same path. We're all trying to attain that self-realization, no holding back. We're all on this path and together. So we all just try to help each other get there. And so that's it's a wonderful thing about having all these tools to share with others. And so I'm always so grateful to be able to share and to see others share this practice in the same way, in their own way, in their own unique way too. And going back to tapping into the infiniteness that is our true nature. Not only seeing the infinite possibilities or the infinite ways that we can evolve, but seeing the infinite similarities that we all have. A lot of times we just tap into the differences. That's what causes separation. That's what causes isolation. And all these judgments come up, right? We don't see ourselves, we can't relate to others sometimes because they're different from us in whatever way. But really, we should just try to tap more into um, the infinite similarities that we have. Even, and this shows up in the postures too. You do cobra. This is the same thing. If you stand up and do like an easy sort of like a chakrasana, easy chakrasana, very much the same form. You just, you just picture, imagine drawing yourself on a piece of paper, just flipping the orientation around, and then you're in the pose, right? You've all of a sudden, like some pose that seems that is easy for you, that's difficult for you. If you just try to think of it another way, just try to tap into the consciousness of another form that comes with ease, then maybe this will bring about the ease in that posture too. So many ways that this, you can see this, bow pose or a camel pose, rabbit pose. You flip it around, it becomes almost Urdhva Dhanurasana, or lizard pose. Like you flip around, you're on your back and you're half happy baby pose. So many different things that you can do to just really find the way to just tap into their ease and to find the ease in your own practice. So yeah, so many different amazing ways to just um, enhance your practice and to really bring yourself into to advance, to evolve in the practice. So I'm excited to always share all these ways that we can do this together, and to just really tap into that energy that we're all one. Together we form a stronger force. We bring about a collective energy that's higher, that helps us all in a very beneficial way to help us to go. So let's explore that, and let's just keep on walking the path together, and just sharing with others too, in the same way that you're all doing so beautifully. So let's just come back to the idea now that we're all one. So let's just take a minute, close our eyes, and just think of something that something that it's very hard to sometimes think about infinity. How do you package, how do you conceive of that? How do you even imagine that? So maybe think of something that's maybe more familiar. So close your eyes. Let's just picture an Om symbol. So bring your attention to the center of the forebrow. Picture an Om symbol there. And you can imagine however way you like, perhaps as a golden Om just suspended in midair, or you can think of it as a diamond with all the different facets. You get the 3D Om or something. Any which way you want to picture it, just hold that firmly in your imagination. And just imagine that you can see light reflecting off of it. And as the light hits it, brings about all the different colors, just like when a prism separates the lights into all the different colors. You can think of that as well. And just think of all the subtle shades that you see when the light reflects off that Om. So visualize, you can visualize it now in your mind firmly. For they say that Om contains all the colors of the universe. So now this is a way that you can maybe imagine it. All the subtle, ever-changing shades. And then, so imagine you can hear a sound emerging from that Om. They say that the Om contains all the sounds of the universe. So now just picture just a host of heavenly voices that's emerging from that Om. All the different sounds, all the different voices of all the different pitches and tones, but they all somehow manage to create a harmonious, beautiful, beautiful celestial sound. Just lose yourself in those sounds. And it just keeps on going on and on and on. So it just was there before creation and will go on even beyond the ends of this universe. And now just start to feel the vibrations as well. It's sitting within you. That Om is sitting in the space in the center of the forebrow. Just feel as though you can feel those vibrations vibrating all throughout you. For they say that Om also contains all the vibrations of the universe. Feel its power. It's shaking you up in ways that, though subtle, have strong effects. Imagine those vibrations as waves that the practice is making in you, that is charging you up and that is allowing you to just come into your greater self and to accomplish great, great things. As Dharmaji says, amazing things are ahead of you. Just reflect upon that and just keep thinking that, keep being open, receptive to all the infinite possibilities. And just I encourage you to just do these exercises of just cultivating your imagination. We also hear Sri Dharma Mittra say you can only go as far as your imagination. The more imagination you have, the more you can realize for yourself and ultimately for others. And just think about how much we can accomplish when we're all on that same wavelength. Be receptive to all the infinite possibilities that await you, that you're there to just realize through your practice, through the help of others who are on the same path. Ultimately, we try to get everybody on the same path. We're all going to end up there. However we reach it is according to our conditions, to our gifts, to our past impressions, to our past experiences. Ultimately, we're all going to end up there. So all the more reason to have compassion and love for all beings. When we see the struggles in others, those were at one point our struggles as well, or perhaps they are yet to be our struggles. We all experience the same. Through our boundless experiences, we gain all the knowledge that we need eventually to bring us to a place where we're no longer affected by suffering and pain. So now let's do some breathing and visualization exercises as well. So now we're going to do sound breathing, also known as color or color breathing, if you know it by that term. So this is a beautiful technique that helps to again sharpen our visualization skills. Also helps to increase our aura, which is our protection against psychic attacks. That's negative energy that's directed towards us either intentionally or unintentionally. And besides that, it also has pranic healing benefits. Your attention, as you might have heard Sri Dharma Mittra say, is like a magnet. It attracts all the prana, all the vital force there. So imagine your attention is also attracting all the healing energy to all those areas in the body that need healing, whether in our bodies, whether in other bodies. Direct your attention to all beings everywhere so that they all feel the benefits. So as we're doing this, think of this, all these colors that you're imagining in different areas of the body. Imagine the Om being broken down in all its constituents, parts. And when you concentrate on one area at a time, you make perhaps that color, that constituent, even stronger and more powerful. And when you put it all together, however, it's that great, that unity, that pure light, that pure, powerful force. So let's first start at the lower three chakras, located at the root, the sacral area, and the navel. Picture the color red, and just allow the sound to carry, allow the breath to carry the sound through until you run out of breath. Picture the color red in those areas. Take a deep breath in. Sound is ah. Move up now to the heart. The color is green. And may we just think about the healing benefits, not only in the physical sense, but in the emotional sense as well. So bring healing in those senses and on all those levels. Sound is you, a little bit of a higher pitch this time. Inhale. Next, go to the base of the throat. The color is blue. The sound is so. May all the words that come out of the throat always be ones of loving kindness and compassion. Inhale. So. Next, go to the space between the eyebrows. The sound is E. The color is another shade of blue. Just think about all like it's also co-located with the pituitary and pineal gland. So in concentrating those areas, you also bring about the healing benefits to the whole endocrine system, all the glands in the body. The sound is E again, the color blue. Inhale, another shade of blue. Go a little bit behind there now, same area, center of the forebrow, a little further back. Sound is sun, S-U-N. Color is indigo. As you're doing this, concentrate on the vibrations produced by the latter part of the sound, the N part. Those vibrations are helping to dislodge all the impurities from over there sitting in the body. And imagine all those impurities being brought into the bloodstream where they'll eventually be carried out. Inhale. Sun. Finally, the crown. The sound is sum, S-U-M. Concentrate again on the latter part of the sound. The vibrations produced will help to sharpen the mind and to bring clarity to the mind. This color is violet. Inhale. Sum. Just take a moment to just let those vibrations linger on. I know you're not making a sound anymore, you can't maybe hear them physically. Just feel them still bringing about their positive effects within. Notice any changes in the mental, physical, or emotional state. Just again, be the witness to it all. Be unconcerned as to what you observe, or if you're not observing anything, even remain unjudging, undisturbed. Now let's do the seed mantras. Starting at the base of the spine, stimulating all the main psychic channels that reside along the Sushumna Nadi, the central psychic channel. Imagine you're stimulating those centers to open them up eventually. They're like gateways. So they're all open. And when you're ready, when the energy is ready to rise, it'll form a clear path right up to the crown where you try to bring the energy. They said that when the energy reaches that point at the crown, that is when you can experience divine bliss. But in order for that energy to be released, remember that in order to unlock that energy, you must be in adherence to the ethical precepts, the ethical rules. That's the main purifier, the main purifying agent. So start at the base of the spine. You can repeat after me and just concentrate your attention on those areas. Again, there's colors associated. You can picture colors again if it helps you to keep your attention on those areas. Starting at the base of the spine, at Muladhara, red. Lam, 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 lam. Lam, 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 lam. Repeat. Next, going up to Svahistana at the sacral region. Orange. Vam, 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 vam. Vam, 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 vam. Next, at the navel region, Manipura, color is yellow. Rum, 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 rum. Together. Rum, 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 rum. Next, Anahata, the heart, green. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. The throat now, blue. Visuddha. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Next, Anya, the third eye. Om, 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 om. Indigo is the color. Om, 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 om. Now the crown. Sahasrara, the color is violet. One long sustained Om together. Inhale. One more time. Feel as though you're trying to make the sound reach the ends of the universe. Inhale. Rest your knees if you need to. Now do the main breathing. As all many benefits, very beneficial breathing to do every day, whenever you want. So this is, we're using the rhythm 4-16-8. So we're starting on the active side, breathing in through the active side, closing out both nostrils, hold the breath, apply the throat and the root lock, Janadara Bandha and Mula Bandha. Exhale through the less active, and then back up through the inhale through the less active. Hold the breath again, plug the nose, do the locks, and then out through the active side again to end on the active side. All the while, try to bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows through the breath retention especially. So start off with your left hand in Jnana Mudra, second finger and thumb connected, forming the connection between the universal and the individual soul. The other three states, other fingers represent the states of consciousness. Also, the three forms of God, the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. So we can think of it many different ways, and then bring the left hand on the left knee. Right hand, Vishnu Mudra, second, third fingers fold down, turn a palm towards you. Though it's no longer Vishnu Mudra, becomes a mudra that we use for pranayama. So find the active nostril first. Close off the right nostril first with the right thumb. Breathe in and out through the left a few times. And then close off the left nostril with the right ring finger, and then just breathe in and out through that side a few times. And see which side feels more open. Whichever side feels more open is your active side. If they feel exactly the same, then just use the left side as your active nostril. So my right side seems to be my active side, so I'll demonstrate in that side. So sit up tall and straight. We'll start off by emptying the lungs on the next exhale. And close off the less active side. Inhale through the active. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Plug the nose. Third eye attention. Janadara Bandha, Mula Bandha. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the less active side. 2, 3, 4. Synchronize it so that you're completely empty by the 8th count. Steady exhale. 7, 8. Inhale through the less active side. Fill up the lungs. Raise the chest as you're inhaling. 4. Hold the breath. Third eye attention again. Contract the root muscles. Pull them up towards the navel. Bring the chin on the chest, the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the active side. 2, 3, 4. This is one complete cycle. 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the active side. Fill up the chest like a balloon. 3, 4. Hold the breath again. Everything stops. Imagine all the mind fluctuations, the emotions, even still, the body still. 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the less active side. 2, 3, 4. Let the breath out evenly. 6, 7, 8. Inhale immediately through that side. 3, 4. And again, hold the breath. 16. Exhale out through the active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue on your own for a few more cycles. Lose yourself in the breath. Keep on being a witness, watching it all. If your mind wanders away, remain unjudging, unconcerned. Just pull your mind back to the breathing. Trying to keep your attention at the space between your eyebrows to attract all the prana there. Don't worry about the results. You will receive the benefits all the same. It's the effort that's most important. Be present, be fully engaged. Offer up all the benefits, offer up all the fruits, the practice. Next time you exhale out of the active side, conclude. Take your time, do this whole cycle as it should be done. And whenever you are done, just sit quietly, always ever supreme, ever the witness. So now let's practice. Let's come to standing. So let's stand on our mat with our feet about 10 inches apart. Still breathing for inner healing. Imagine that all the healing benefits in the mental, physical, and emotional sense are being brought to all beings. Bring the arms in front of the body, the wrists the height of the shoulders. The fingers dangling down. So the fingers, the hands represent or look like a tap. So on the inhale, from the heart up to the crown. Breathe all the healing energy up there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all at the crown. Hold the breath. Make it available to all beings. 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. Imagine it going out, draining out of the arms like water out through the tap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale the healing energy up from the heart to the crown. 3, 4. Bring it all the way up. Imagine it rising up. 7, 8. Holding it at the crown again. Hold the breath. Imagine all beings tapping into that healing energy. Exhale out all the impurities out through the arms again, out with a breath. 2, 3, 4. Be rid of all that you don't need. 6, 7, 8. Last time, from the heart up to the crown. Breathe in. All the healing energy goes up from the heart to the crown. Holding it again at the crown. Hold the breath. All beings benefiting from this healing energy. Exhale out through the arms. Once again, send out any remaining impurities. Imagine them draining right out along with the breath. And bring the arms down now. Continue with the exercise to prepare the body for the practice. Continue to pretend continue to imagine you're the witness. Now start to turn from one side to the other. Feel as though the arms are heavy ropes. Roll them around the body. And then start to slow it down. And then bring the hands on the hips. Roll the head in circles. Feel as though the head were very heavy. Can't even stay on the top of the neck. It just rolls from one side to the other, forward and back. So the ears maybe touch the shoulders, the chin on the chest, back of the head to the top of the back. And then switch the direction of rotation. Try to see the floor in all directions as you take the head around. And conclude, bring the left hand on the left waist and the right arm swings forward. Feel as though you're holding a weight in your right hand, and then reverse. Make as though you're about to throw a ball. Winding up. And then the other way again. And back. And then the other arm, left arm, circles forward. Feel the heaviness in the arm as it comes down. And then go the other way. Work the shoulder joint again. Roll forward. And back. And then release here. And now take the arms over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows. Bend to your left. Come up, go to the right. And then up to the left again. Try not to make any folds any wrinkles in the waist. And then to the right. Coming up. And now little circles. Tracing little circles over the head. Most of the head, neck, and shoulders moving at this point only. The hips and the waist are still. And then make the circles a little bit bigger. Add in the chest and the upper back into the movement. And then whole torso circles. Trace large circles in front of the body. Hinge at the hips. Allow the momentum of the downswing bring you up and swiftly and smoothly into to come back up. And then stop at the top again, and then reverse the direction. Start again, little tiny circles above the head. Shoulders, neck, and head. And then make the circles a little bit progressively larger with the chest and the upper back coming into the movement. Keep the elbows close to the ears. And now the whole torso circles like a big propeller on an airplane. And then coming right back up. And then release. Shake out the wrists. It feels like you had no control over the hands. They're moving all by themselves very, very rapidly. And then up and down, fingers flying so fast you can't even see them moving. And now take your arms out to the side. If you like, hold on to a wall or a chair or something, and then Dharma likes to do this one. Just swing the leg back and forth, just to loosen up the hip. Lean forward as the leg comes up to try to get the knee to the shoulder, and then throw the leg up and back as we're going to kick yourself in the head. And then the other side, other leg. Swing it. And release. So now stand with your feet together. Bring your arms by the sides of the body, the chin on the chest, in the humility pose. We're going to take 6 counts to come up, halfway up, lift the heels and lift the palms. So start to come up, inhale, 2, 3, lift up at the heels, lift the palms, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, and slowly down to the heels, hands come down by the sides. Inhale again, rise up, feel the arms floating up by themselves. And then push into roots your toes, come up off your heels, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. Don't worry what happens if you lose your balance, just keep trying. 2, 3, and press into roots your toes, rise up, feel the navel lengthening and holding up. Exhale, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. One more time, inhale, 2, 3, expand and lengthen, come up, higher, 3, exhale, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. The chin back down onto the chest, standing there with a gesture of being humble, and keep that humbleness throughout the practice. Expect nothing. Let go of all expectations. Receive everything. And so let's come to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart center. Surya Namaskar. We'll do a few rounds of some variations. Close the eyes here. Feel, so if you can feel like the sun and the warmth streaming down on you from the sun. And just imagine that as the light and the warmth, as the wisdom and the love of God infusing you, and bring that love and light out to all beings everywhere. All beings experience this, everything that we're feeling through our practice, through our bodies, and enjoy it through our senses. Let's move together as one, like a school of fish. Raise your arms up, hold the head, reach up and back, hips forward. Fold down, hands to the ground, head low. Right foot back, lower down the knee, sink down to the seat, lift through the chest, look up. Come into high plank. Lower down the knees and bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Slide forward between your arms now. Brush your nose to the ground and glide forward into your cobra. Bring your head all the way back over your seat. Take your seat all the way back again. And then glide again forward between your arms. Come up gracefully. Open up the chest. And all the way back. The seat behind the heels. One last time. Come forward. Brush your nose to the ground. Rise up. Bring the head up. Roll over your toes. Adho Mukha Suvanasana. Allow the heart to melt down towards the ground. Then a right foot steps forward to the hands. Land it softly. Stick down to the seat. Look up. Feet come together. Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs. Head down. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Come up again with the arms. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that feels natural and comfortable. That will keep the breath steady and even. Left foot back. The breath will figure it out and deliver more ease and fluidity to movement. Knees, chest, and forehead down. Oh, actually, sorry, I have to go all the way back, seat behind the heels, and glide forward between the arms. Shoulders back, head lifts all the way back. Seat behind the heels. Feel like a snake creeping through the grass. Imitate its movement. Imagine having that boundless range of motion. All the way back once again. Glide forward. Head up. Make like a snake peering out at the world. Be regal and wise like the serpent. All the way back into downward facing dog. Allow the heart to melt here. And then the left foot steps forward. Land the foot quietly. No big loud noises. No jerky movements. Uttanasana, chest on the thigh, head down. Come up, practice in a way that's pleasing to watch. To the Supreme Witness who's always watching everything, always observing. Hands back to the heart. Rise up again tall, Hasta Uttanasana. And then bow down, fold the body in half. Head comes close to the ground. Right foot back, lower down the knees. Sit down to the seat. Come back into high plank. Down we go. Knees, chest, forehead down. Ashtanga Namaskara. Rise up into Cobra. Telescope the neck out of the shoulders, the torso out of the hips. All the way back out of Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward. Feet come together. Bow to leg, making a gesture of humility. Reflect humbleness and surrender in all your movements. Back home, hands to the heart. Always coming back to the source of love also. Reach up and back. Go down, Uttanasana. Lose yourself in the sensations. Left foot back. Imagine all beings experience what you're feeling in your body. Into high plank, Ashtanga Namaskara. Come forward. So of course, deliver the best experiences possible. Bring the seat up and back. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Sink down to the seat. Feet come together. Uttanasana. Bow to the legs. Come right up standing. Reach up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up. Go down. So press into your hands. Back into chaturanga. You can hop or walk back. Good. Into upward facing dog. So here you can bend your toes under if you like. Scoot your hips a little bit further forward to your hands. And then imagine you had a hinge at the top of your thighs. And bend the body back. Folding the body in half. Try to get your chest up, your head back. Make like a dog howling at the moon. Then push off the toes, tuck the chin in. Downward facing dog. Here, just pulse again through the chest. Try to get your chest to come down below the arms. Towards the floor, the head to go down below the arms. If you're very flexible, try to melt the shoulders a little bit. Try not to bend the elbows. Bring your forehead to the ground. Maybe if you have more flexibility still, your nose and maybe even your chin down to the ground. Have that nice shape of the dog stretching its back, and most importantly, copy it mentally and emotionally as well. Be like the loyal dog to its master. Good. Now from here, lift the heels, bend the knees to the hands. Bring your feet softly to your hands, hopping and walking. Pull the body down onto your legs, head down. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Come back home, hands to the heart. Tap into the consciousness of the movement, surrendering yourself, open yourself up to divine grace. Folding down, bowing down is own humility. So press into your hands from here. You can either lift, actually let's do this first. So lift the heels, spin on your feet, and drop your seat down. Your toes and the body turns towards right. And then come up again, try to straighten your legs fully as you come up off your heels. And drop down again into a squat, your knees and your body facing to your left. Do this a couple more times on each side. Spin on your toes, lift your heels. Try to keep your arms straight and your legs come to full height, full length extension. And then around the other way. Spin on your toes and back the other way. Good. Now this time, see if you can incorporate a float. So press up. Try not to travel, land on the same spot. Just turn your feet. And then again, lift up. Try to get full extension of your legs. Land on the same spot. It should be between your hands and close to your hands. Good, nice. And turn back to the front from here. Lift up, back into chaturanga. And through into upward facing dog. Now round your back, tuck your chin in. Right back into downward facing dog. This is oscillate between these two forms. Round your back, tuck your chin in, push your heart up between your shoulder blades. And then push your heart forward as you try to burst it right up through your rib cage. Back the other way, round your back, And then sink your heart again, downward facing dog. Round your back coming forward, into upward facing dog. Flex the spine, arch the back, and coil. And back into downward facing dog. Not the heart. Good. Now lift the heels, bend the knees. Bring your feet forward softly. Hopping or walking again, beautiful. And then pull the body down onto your legs, Uttanasana. Come right into standing, reach up. Hands back to the heart. Let's do one more. Raise your arms up over the head, stretch the whole front of the body, create space, approach your true nature, which is boundless, limitless. Bring your hands down. Now this time here, if you feel comfortable, you're going to press into your hands, hold your breath, try to get your seat over your wrists and come back down 3 times. Keep your arms straight. That's it. Hold your breath as you come up to have more control. And back down. And on the 4th time, you can extend your legs all the way up, bend your elbows, and back into chaturanga. Good. And into upward facing dog. When you're done that, hold it here, be like a dog, howling at the moon. Round your back, back into downward facing dog. So here, raise the left leg up. Lift up the right heel and back down with your left foot and you're back down to the right heel. And then lift the right leg up, lift the left heel, and back down into downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up. Bring your chest forward a little bit, shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, back down into downward facing dog. Inhale, again, come up. Right leg up, shoulders over the fingertips like a high plank with your leg extended. And back down into downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, raise the left leg up, graceful movements. Feel like you're doing a divine dance devotion. Devotion, reflecting every movement. Divine love in every posture. And back into downward facing dog. So now from here, lift the heels, bend the knees, glue your belly to your thighs. You have to grip the floor with your finger pads, the base of your fingers, and the heels of your palms. And see if you can press up. Hold your breath. So you can hover your hips over your hands. Do this about 3 times. And then the 4th time, beautiful, yes. Land your feet at your hands. Nice. Float there like a cat, very softly landing. And from here, come all the way into stand. Reach up and back. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Imagine God is sitting not only in the heart, but in the mind to guide you through the practice. And release. So let's do a few standing poses now. Standing on the left foot. Let's do a few sequences. So just try to, if you lose your balance again, don't worry about it. Just do your best. It's the effort that's most important. So let's start off in your tree pose. You can either just place your foot against the inseam of the leg, pressing the base, the toes, the toe pads and heel into the thigh. If you have a lotus, you can do your lotus. Okay, so you bring your foot into your hip crease, your left hip crease. Bring your hands to the heart, and then bring the arms up. Into whatever expression of the branches you want to display. So look up. Imagine you're just trying to soak up the warmth and the light of the sun to make yourself even more resplendent in your offerings. Look up if you can, if you find a balance. Good. Now from here, bring your hands down, bend your knee, and bring your hands to the ground. So bend your knee as much as you need to bring your fingertips to the ground. Some of you, if you like, have the option, if your foot's in lotus, you can wrap your right arm around and take hold of your big toe from behind. And then, so you can sit on your heel. So you're pushing your left heel into the inseam of the right hip crease. You don't have your foot in lotus, you can just bring your foot out so it's sitting, resting on your thigh like this, okay? So you can do either one, and then you can see if you can take one hand, maybe both hands up off the ground. So if you're if your shin is on the thigh, you can just see if you can come up like this. If you have the foot, you still keep holding onto the foot with the right hand, and see if you can raise your left arm up. And bring your left hand down, and then press your hands, both right hand down, and then lift your seat back up. From here, soften the left knee and come back up. And release. Good. Try it on the other side. So standing firm on the right foot, spread your toes like the roots of a tree to provide you more stability. Again, you can bring whatever foot position is to your liking, either on the inside of the leg or your lotus if you have it. And then when you're ready, come up into your tree. Snap your hands together or open up with your fingers spread like the different twigs of a branch, or the branches. Good. Every pose an offering. Make it as beautiful as you can. And from here, getting ready to come down. So bend your knee if you have a lotus, might be easier. Or you bring your foot again across the thigh, and then you bring your hands down. Walk your fingertips first as far as you need to come down into seated position. And then you're sitting on your right heel. Push the heel against just the inside of the sit bone on the left side. And then you can bring your hands up in prayer like this. Or if you have the foot, you can take, if you have the foot in lotus still, it's easier to do this. I should have done this before I forgot to cue it. But you hold the foot, the big toe with your left hand from behind, and then you see if you can hold your breath and bring your right arm up. Good stuff. Hand back down, right hand and the left, and push your seat back up. Soften your right knee and come back up. Good. Release. Next sequence. Starting off with ballet pose. Standing on your left foot again. Bring your right heel up and hold it from the inside. And then open the arms and legs at the same time. Try to get your fingers and toes at the same height, so it might look more like a T, or if you're more flexible, pull the foot up a little bit higher. Lean to your left so you can still keep the same height between the fingers and the toes. Lift up through the chest, be magnificent like a dancer. And through the practice, we're always playing the role of a dancer and actor, just playing different roles, putting yourself in character, putting yourself in the body, the mind of others. Now from here, release the foot. Don't let it come down fast. Control it, so engage the leg into gliding eagle. So bend your left knee a little bit if you need to bring your head down lower. Your belly resting on your thigh perhaps. And spread your wings like the great wingspan of an eagle. Try to get the right foot up higher than the head. Make as though you're diving down from a great height at great speed. Beautiful, point the toes. Awesome. Everyone looks amazing. All right. Now from here, option, bring your hands down. And then if you like, you can either press up off your left heel, up and down, just lift up your heel, or if you feel more adventurous, press into your hands and like Dharma G likes to do sometimes, come up, swing up, try to find a balance on your hands. Just play a little bit, be like a child. And then coming back down. And then press into your left foot, come back up. Good. All right, try it on the other side now. Standing on the right foot. Yeah. And then bring your left heel into your left hand, hold it from the inside if you can, and then see if you can get your leg up and your arm up at the same time. Lift up through the chest. Good. Open up a little bit, look up. Be magnificent like a dancer. Imagine you're a star performer in a show, in a ballet. Nice. Then engage the leg so the leg doesn't fall down heavily. Control the descent of the leg. And then lean forward. Bend your right knee a little bit so you can bring your belly onto your thigh. And then fly your arms out to the side. Raise the left leg up higher. Bring your chest forward a little bit. The head's about the height of the knee, but you find a nice curve in your spine. That's it. Point the toes. Good. All right. Again, if you like, bring your hands down. Press into your hands, hold your breath, and then see if you can come up. Take a few swings if you like. As many swings as you like. Just visualize yourself doing a pose. That's it. Oh, nice, nice cliff. Beautiful Miro. All right. And release. Come back down. Okay, now stand in the middle of the mat, facing out the long edge of the mat. So we're going to go to your left first. So orient yourself so when you turn, you can still see the camera. Bring your fingers together at the height of the elbows and jump your feet apart like a star. Now turn to your left and sink down, Virabhadrasana 2. Try to get your seat nice and low so that when your knee is over the toes and when you swing your right arm down, the fingers might graze the ground. Again, according to your condition, shoulders down, extend your line, be courageous and exude courage and strength and determination, like the warrior. That's it. Be fully present again, engaged. Be a warrior. Now from here, bring the right arm up to meet the left. Turn the hip forward, Virabhadrasana 1. Allow the head to fall back. Look up as though saying, I'm yours. Take me. Grant me higher devotion. From the base of the spine right up to the fingertips, straight line. Come up off your back heel if you need to. If you need to turn your right heel up to square your hips, it's okay. Now from here, press into the front foot, straighten out the front foot. Bring your hands behind the back. And from here, pull hands down. Push your hands against the inseam of the right leg, right at the top of the thigh. Bring your head up, your chest up, your head back. And from here, hinge forward. Come into pyramid pose first. So if you need to, you can turn your right foot forward a little bit, square off your hips. The left hip moves back, right hip comes forward. And see if you can rest your belly on your thigh and telescope your chest forward so you're trying to get your chest beyond your knees. You can bring your forehead to your shin and your hands over the head, beyond your above or beyond your shoulders, even over your head. That's it. Now you may stay here if this is where your edge is, or humble warrior. Move your body to the right a little bit, slide your right foot out a little bit more, sink down to the seat, and see if you can get your shoulders to slide to the inside of the knee and your forehead to come right down to the ground beside your foot. If you need to, you can always lower your right knee down. Try to find length here. That's it. And just express the humbleness of a warrior. Telescope your chest forward. That's it. The lower you get your hips, the more the head will come closer to the ground. Inhale, come up halfway. Place your hands on the ground, on the inside of the foot. Lower the back knee down, flatten out the toes. We're going to go into lizard first. So just roll to the right and get the right hip and the right forearm to anchor down. Roll to your left and see if you can get your left forearm down.
Make sure that the knee's not falling out to the side. Move your left foot out if you need to a little bit, just underneath the knee. And just feel as though you had a big magnet attached to your hips that's pulling you towards the earth. You feel that heaviness, that connection of the hips to the ground. Maybe the pelvis will come down next. And if you keep sinking, bend your elbows deeply. Bring your shoulders towards your hands, right on top, and then maybe your belly and your chest will come right down. So as though you start off in Sphinx, it's very similar pose to Sphinx, then just allow your chest to come down. Good. If you know any variations here, you can go ahead. You can take a bind if you like, take your left arm over the foot, underneath your knee, and bind your hands over the back if you know that variation. That's it. Beautiful, Alice. That's it. Keep telescoping your chest and head forward. Sink your seat. It's awesome, Miro. Good. Now from here, come onto your hands again, and then raise your chest up so your chest is up. Keep your seat nice and low. Left hand to your left knee and slide your right hand back towards your back foot. Curve your side body, lean away from the leg. You can get ready for swan. So if you feel like you can, bring the right foot up. Hold the foot, take a foot, reach across the foot with your left hand, take hold of the foot so you can place it into the crook of the arm. You're leaning towards the foot. Bring the left arm up. You can stay here if you like. If you can bend your arm down and see if your fingers will find one another. And then if they find one another, lock them together and push the foot away from your shoulder. So you want to imagine the curve of a swan's neck, always smooth, no sharp folds. If you can't do the full bind, don't worry about it. Just again, keep your arm up. You can even keep your leg down if you like, if it's not working for you. Okay. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. This is not what you want to offer. Now, some of you, if you want, can come into chain pose. So you can bring your arm down in front of your face, take hold of the toes from above, and just turn forward. Allow your head to go back, and then the foot will land perhaps on the head more easily. You can keep your hands on the foot or extend the arms up. Go according to your ability. Remember how you're feeling is to extent affecting everybody. So if you go to a place of pain and anxiety, that's what you're going to transmit. This is not what you want. That's it. Beautiful. All right. And then break the pose. Turn forward, press into the front knee, and press yourself up. Left foot moves in, bend hose under the back foot so your legs are like a box. Parajutta Parshokonasana. The right arm comes up, and then pull it down. The arm is sitting on the outside of the leg. The armpit is on the outside of the knee. Left hand pushes into the right. Push firmly into the right hand. Belly lifts up over the thigh, and then keep pushing against the outside of the knee as you turn. Bring the center of the chest towards your thumb, and keep turning your chest. Rotate all the way around so it looks like you're lying on your back. Your shoulders eventually at the same height. If you know the variations, you want to take a bind, please go ahead. If you want to take the back knee up with the ground, you can do that as well. So push through the back heel. That's it. Option here to come into revolved Alichandrasana. So you can do it with the bind if you can. If you have your bind, bring the right foot in a little bit, your left hip over the left heel. Take a half breath in to lighten up and bring the right leg up. If you can't get it with your bind, just bring the right hand down on just in front of the foot a little bit, thumb in line with your big toe. Raise your right leg up and then turn your chest towards your left. And then you can bring your left arm up. So again, do what you need to. Even come on your left knee if you need to.
Always use your creativity to find the version that will allow you to come into the pose. That's it. That's it. Try to straighten your leg, your raised leg. That's the idea. And then break the pose. Bring the right foot back down. From here, just spin on your hands. So you're facing again the long edge of the mat. Come up again into your star. And then go to the other side. So if you need to, jump 180 degrees until you land on the other side, and then go into your warrior two. Make sure your knee is not popping inwards. Keep the lines true. Extend forward, lean forward with a sense of purpose. And bring the left hand up to meet the right. Come up into Virabhadrasana 1. Allow the head to fall back, look up. You can't do the pose, just imagine you're in the body of the warrior and just see yourself. See that form and just try to realize it to the best of your ability. Just keep the voice of Dharmaji in your head, always guiding you, always there for you. And just do it as an expression of love and devotion to him. Good. Now from here, bring your hands back down, join your hands behind the back, and push into the front foot to straighten. Push the hands into the inside of the left thigh. Lift your chest, bring your head back if you feel comfortable. And then inhale, come back up. Hinge at the hips and come down. So you can soften the front knee first, so you land your belly on your thigh more easily, but then if you need to, you bring your left foot in a little bit more, and then use your body to push into your thigh and try to straighten out your right leg. Try to visualize the chest going beyond the knee. You can bring your forehead on your shin and stretch your shoulders, bring your hands over your shoulders or even beyond. That's it, good. Always according to your ability. And then you can stay here or bend your right knee, slide your left foot out. Slide to your left a little bit so you can get your shoulder to just slip to the inside of the knee and just slide down. Forehead comes to the ground. Left knee can come down as well if you need to modify. Humble warrior. Express the humbleness, the humility of the warrior. Warrior is so powerful and strong, yet they're so devoted and they know their place. They just are always in a state of humbleness and servitude. Ambassadorism can always learn from. Inhale, part way, come up part way. Bring your hands down to the ground and lower the back knee down. Flatten out the toes. Roll to your left, so you can get your left hip to anchor down, left forearm, and then roll to the right. Now keep telescoping your chest forward. Pull with your arms and imagine that anything you like to get your hips to sink down. Like you had weights in your hip pockets, or you had a weight resting on top of your seats, that eventually just spreads all the way throughout the body. Keep telescoping your chest forward so that the body comes lower and lower. Maybe eventually the pelvis comes down, the belly, and the chest. Just see if you can sink your shoulders down right on top of your hands. Chest will come down. You can move your right arm to the outside of the foot if you're very low. And then again, take your variations. Sink down through the hips. Feel like a lizard just sunning itself on a warm earth. That's it. Move your foot a little bit out so that the knee stays close to the shoulder. It's not popping, it's not falling out to the side. That's the idea, good. Make ready to come back up. Keep your hips nice and low, your seat close to the front heel,
so that you can remain balanced. Your right hand comes to the right knee, slide your left hand towards the back foot. Curve the body, lengthen the body, lengthen the sides of the body without creating folds in the waist. You can stay here if you like, and bring the right arm up. So like an exalted warrior shape, you can stay like this. If you can, you bring the left leg up. And you take the foot in your right hand for a moment, so you can place the foot securely in the crook of the arm. Lean towards the foot so your fingers are close to the ear, fingers pointing straight up. Then when you bring the right arm up and bend it down, your fingers find the hands of the other hand, fingers of the other hand more easily. Then see if you can push your foot away from the shoulder. Swan. Or you can go into chain pose. Reach from above, take your toes from above, and then just turn. So move in a way that's efficient, that minimizes the movement, so that you can find your way into the pose and stay in the pose longer. The most important part of the pose. Hold it and find God in a pose. All the beautiful ways that God manifests. Beautiful. That's it. Then break the pose. Gracefully come upright. Move the right foot in a little bit closer so it's underneath the knee. Bend the toes under in the back foot. Push firmly through the base of the toes to anchor yourself down. Lift the left arm up. Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. Bring the left arm to the outside of the leg. Allow the armpit to sit on the outside of the knee. Right hand pushes into your left. Keep pushing down the right hand to the bottom hand so that your belly comes up higher. The center chest comes to your thumbs. Roll the right shoulder all the way back. So you have to keep on pulling the right hip back and extend the head forward to get the line, nice line, and then you give more space for the body to turn. Try to have your chest and your face straight up. Take the bind, take your knee up off the ground if you can on the back leg. Imagine all the amazing things you can do. And if you can't get to the full extent, just do your best. If you don't try, you never make progress. You never make progress, you don't have the enthusiasm. And then it's quite a cycle. And then see if you like, you can move your left foot forward, drag it forward, the right hip has to be over the right heel in order for the left leg to come up eventually into your bound Adho Chandrasana. Or you just take your left hand in front, underneath your shoulder, just to the right, to the left of the foot, and bring the right arm up, the regular Adho Chandrasana. Good. Take a half breath in as you're coming up. Hold the breath. It gives you a little bit more ability to come up with control. Beautiful, Georgia. It's awesome. Straighten the leg, Nicola, a little bit. Push out through the foot. There. Yeah. And then from here, come back down. Come back into, actually keep your right foot in front and just revolve around so you're facing the long edge of the mat again. This way. Now from here, arms up to the side, come all the way up. Easy Chakrasana. Pull your heels in, place your hands on a seat, push into seat, and bend your knees so your knees come forward over the toes. Pull down on the seat, push in at the same time, and allow your body to go down a little bit. Allow your head to hang back if you feel comfortable. Keep your knees over your toes. Keep firmly rooted through your feet. You can, if you feel comfortable, slide one hand at a time down the legs, just underneath the knees. You have good control in that point, just underneath the knees. Roll the thighs outwards and roll the shins in at the same time. Push into heels, your palms into the backs of the knees. And then try to push your hips forward and straighten your legs a little bit. Lift your hips up a little bit. Now, those of you who feel comfortable to do so, if your head is close to the ground, you can see the ground easily. You can bring the right arm down onto the ground, and then the other one, Urdhva Dhanurasana. This is again just an option. Come back the same way. You bring the right hand back to the back of the knee. Push your knee forward, your hips forward, and then once the hand is secured, you can bring the other hand to the other leg more easily. And then everybody walk all the way back up. If your hands are on the knees, and come back up. Arms out to the side, Prasarita Palutanasana. So pull your heels out a little bit so the edges of the feet are parallel, and come down. Take hold of the ankles or slip your hands, your fingers underneath the edges of the feet, and see if you can pull your head right in between your feet. Shoulders lift. Those who are more flexible can try to get your back, your head in line with your heels. Try to get your chest behind your legs. That's it. Pull on the feet. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. That's a great idea. All right, here you have the option to just stay in this pose or come into inversion. You can come into headstand if you like, or you can bring your hands forward, drop down onto your forearms and lift up into form balance. If you want, you can even come into handstand, whatever you like. Oh, really nice, Dia and Boyden. Beautiful lines, nice cliff. That's it. That's it. Bring your hips a little bit further forward, Georgia. That's it. Press into your forearms. There you go. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, hold it for another 5 seconds. And then come down gracefully. Split your legs again. Try to land your feet in the exact same place as they started from. Slow and controlled. Good. And once your feet are back down, bring your arms out to the side and come up. Good. And from here, jump your feet back together, hands by the side. So now you're going to turn towards the front. As Dharma likes to do, fall into plank. Or if that's a little bit too much, you can start on your knees and come into baby plank and then come back to full plank. So go ahead, come into plank however which way you like. There you go. Now Vasisthasana. Bring your seat back, downward facing dog first. This is good to get your hips up high. Move your left hand more to in front of your nose, go to the right a little bit, and then turn to the right. Your right leg is going to be in front of the other one. Press your hips up. Vasisthasana. Make sure you don't fall into your shoulder. Keep your left arm fully extended. And then come back into plank. Go to the other side. Bring your feet up first and down facing dog. Bring the right hand in front of the right shoulder. And then come again into your Vasisthasana. Feel as though you're being a kite blown from behind. And then come back into downward facing dog. Lower the knees down. Bring the seat back, rest in child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. All right. So now maybe exploring different forms of Vasisthasana. I'll give a few options here. From downward facing dog. Keep your hips high. Move on to your left hand, left foot. Go into Vasisthasana and slide your right toes back. Push into your toes. Move your left foot in a little bit so that you can get your left base of the toe down. And when you're firmly grounded with your left foot and your left hand, it takes easier to take your knee up or your foot up, your weight up off the right foot. You can take the knee, take hold of the foot. Very deep in a pose, pull the foot out to the side, And it looks like ballet pose from above. Foot moving out to the side in line with your left hand. Or if you like, if you want, you can try to come into lotus with your right foot. Take your right hand behind, take hold of the big toe. Let's see if you can come into this version. Okay, or modify it, you need to come down onto your knee. So now, let's give it a try. Make it a divine offering. So just look at an image inside your mind and just try to realize it with your body. Go ahead. You're going on your left hand and left foot first once you're in Vasisthasana. Beautiful, that's it, Dee. Nice. Cliff, try to push into your left foot a little bit more. Try to get your left knee almost to lock. To straighten your leg, that's it. That's it, Meryl. Push your hips up. There you go. That's it, Alice. Beautiful, beautiful, Boyan. All right, now return gracefully back into downward facing dog. Try it on the other side now. So just imagine you're watching yourself as though you're in a dream. The body always moves fluidly. And just allow your breath to just carry you into the pose with grace, with ease. Imagine the voice, the breath as the voice of God just guiding you. That's it. It's beautiful, Georgia. It's really nice, Violetta. Everybody looks so beautiful. Lift your hips up, 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 up. That's it. And release. Come back to downward facing dog. And from here, lower down on the knees. Open up the knees a little bit. Now, if you can sit between your heels, you can do that. Go into Supta Virasana. So if you can sit between your heels easily without hurting your knees, then you can maybe come onto your elbows and then back. If it's too much, you just bring your feet a little, your knees closer together, sit on your heels, and just go back as far as you can. Maybe it's just up here. It's all good. Or on your elbows. Just try to get as much distance as possible between your elbows and your knees. If you bring your back on the ground, go ahead and take hold of your opposite elbows over your head. Stretch from the elbows all the way down to the knees. Soften the knees. Take a deep breath in. Inflate the lungs like it's a big balloon. Make it look like a big balloon. And as you exhale, just deflate. Feel the chest sinking. Feel the belly button sinking right through the body and into the ground. Just allow the ground to cushion your body. And from here, make your way back up. If you're on your back, place your hands on your feet. Push into the elbows, push into the feet, tuck your chin in, and lift your back up off the ground. And coming back up. Now from here, let's do just a shoulder opener, Gomukhasana. So come onto your hands and knees, and then bring your left foot forward, and then just cross it over in front of the other one. So push your knees against one another. Separate your feet so we can move back and sit between your heels. If you can't get both sides of your seat down, you can sit on a block. If this is too much, you can just stay in your sitting on your heels. Okay, so whichever position suits. So your knees are lined one on top of one the other. Raise your right arm up. Use the left hand to push the elbow up further and further back behind the head. Hinge your hand down between your shoulder blades. And then bring the left hand up if you can. Take the bind. Take a strap if you need to. And then pull on that the right hand with your left hand. Lift your gaze. Sink the shoulders down as you exhale, reground through the seat. But don't let the body fall back into your hips. Your head is centered between your elbows. That's it. Sit up tall and straight and mighty. And then from here, release. Plant your hands down. You can jump up and switch your legs around if you like, or just switch your legs around. So lift up. Your left leg comes in front. Sit between your heels again, or again, the modifications on your legs if you like, just sit on your heels. And then your other arm comes up first. Okay, so left elbow comes up. Push into the elbow with the right hand and try to get your hand to come down between your shoulder blades. And take your other hand up. Push into the back of the heart like you're presenting it like a gift. Lift your gaze, sink your shoulders down. Tug on that right hand, the left hand to get it further down your back. And then from here, release. Bring your elbow in and down and release. Okay, so from here, Shilshasana, headstand. If you feel comfortable, you can do Niralambasana. So you bring your head down, your hands in front of your head, like you're doing downward facing dog, but wider, beyond the edges of the mat. I like to come on fingertips personally because I have lots of power in my fingertips with the heels, the palms. And bring one leg up, move your leg closer, allow the foot to hang very heavily towards the seat. And then keep pushing through the back foot in a downward direction and bring your right knee up. You can keep your right knee bent as well. Okay, if you feel uncomfortable with your hands behind your head, a little bit too unsteady, you can take your hands in front with your fingertips on the ground, just again on the outside of the mat. Or you can do other, you can just stay low, bring your knees just onto your elbows. So go ahead, headstand. Just try to move your hands behind your, in front of your head. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful, Miro. And Alice, that's it. That's it. Good. Yep. A little bit in front of the head and then just wide. You can, at first you might have to bend your elbows a little bit. That's okay. So, just, yeah, you can, yeah. All right. If you're comfortable there, you can always do lotus if you like. That's it, Alice. Keep your legs bent. Your back leg bent towards your foot's close to the seat. Good. All right. And then come down gracefully. Relax in child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. So come up. So if you're having trouble with that pose, getting your arms behind the head, you can do exercise for your shoulders. You can take a strap. And I'm just saying this now, you don't have to do it, but take your strap in your hand and then see if you can bring it back behind your back and then come forward. And then progressively you move your hands in a little bit closer together and you pull back. So be careful with your shoulders. If you have any shoulder injuries, be very mindful. Okay, so you might need to bend your elbows a little bit to start, push your chest forward. So again, these are just exercises to get used to having your arms back there and to still have the strength. Okay, so just a tip, just something that you can do. Okay, all right. Okay, so now do one more perhaps. Coming into a little bit of forearm balance stance, your elbows are a little bit closer to between your shoulders, and spread your fingers, your thumb tips together. and you bring your head right in between, just underneath the wrists. Okay, so you're pressing the wrist just in front of your forehead, at the top of the forehead. Come up again, you can keep your legs split. And from here, you push into your arms. Take a half breath in, and so you can lift your head up. So from here, just tilt your head forward like you're about to make your transition into cobra from child's pose. Okay, it's the same type of action. Really push into your arms, come up. If you want, you can see if you can cross your arms, bring your hands to the forearms. Okay, so if you find that too easy, then you can bring your hands in and hold your elbows, opposite elbows, once you're up. Okay, go ahead, give it a try. Beautiful, Dian, Boyan, nice cliff. That's it, Angela. That's it. And just try again, different things. If you want to try to bring your head in front of your arms, you can do it, and push your seat back like you're sitting on a chair, upside down, sort of. So lots of different things. Beautiful, Nicola. That's it. All right. That's it. Keep the balance when you're taking hold of your forearms. You just try to keep on bringing your front foot forward, Georgia, okay? So you don't fall back. All right, 30 more seconds. If you're still up, give it a try. That's keep pushing for the front foot, Georgia. That's it. Hold your breath. Bring your head forward a little bit and then slowly move your hands in place. Taking your opposite elbows. That's it. It's a little bit of a tricky one. All right, now come back down. Relax. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just stay in child's pose for a moment. Even the moments of rest, you offer them up. The practice is a balance between the strength and the drive and the effort, along with softness and surrender. Offer it all up. We all need all of that. Next, shoulder stand. Make your way into shoulder stand how you prefer. You can come from downward dog. You can come rolling onto your back. Come up from bridge. That's it, Georgia. Good. Just bring your chest and your head a little bit further forward, okay? And then the foot just really hang it down low so that you don't fall back, but you've got the idea, okay? So shoulders stand now. You can come in from downward facing dog if you like, or any other way that you feel is appropriate. So push your hips a little bit further. Beautiful, Nicola. That's it. That's it. And once you're up, you can either keep your legs straight or bring your legs in lotus if you have a lotus. Make your mind more one-pointed. Fix your attention on the space between the eyebrows. Come back to the Soham consciousness. It's said that that is present in all beings. In animals, they might not even be aware of it, but it's always there. I am you, you are me, I am that I am. Awesome. Now, without changing your attention from the space between the eyebrows, move into plow pose or pindasana if you have a lotus. And if you like, you can drop your thighs down against the chest, knees come to the shoulders. The legs are beside the head, and then just go deeper within. Try to remove all the distractions coming in from the ears and the eyes. Close off those organs, senses, the sense organs. If you have a lotus now this is an option. You can go into those transitions that Dharmaji likes to do, the camel pose. So if you want to try that, if your legs in lotus, come out of lotus. And then move your feet to your left. Drop your left knee down right beside your left shoulder. Keep pushing your left shoulder and bring your right knee down beside your left. And push off the shoulder in the back of the head and come right up. Roll up into camel. More flexibly, you can bring your head all the way to the feet, Laguvashtrasana. And then come back up into hare pose. So you place your left shoulder down first in front of your left knee and press into your left shoulder, your back to the left side of the head, and come back into plow. So ideally you're in the same place as you started. And then you walk your feet over to the right and repeat the same thing. Drop the right knee down beside your right shoulder, pushing into the shoulder, the back of the head, and then your left knee comes down and you roll right up. And into your camel or Laguvashtrasana. These are all options. You can stay in plow the whole time. And then back into your plow. Okay, so move gracefully. Bring your right shoulder down from the right knee. Push off the shoulder in the back of the head and come back into your plow. Wide ankle and then back into your normal plow. And then stay there once you arrive back. Good. Beautiful, everybody. All right. Let's make our way down into fish pose. Bring your hands behind your back, the thumbs and index fingers together, tips, and lower your legs down slowly. Keep your legs close to the body. Once your seat lands on your hands, bring your legs down only until halfway. And then push into your arms and lift your back up off the mat. So you're sitting looks like a check mark. Move your elbows in a little bit more behind your back. Push your chest forward, your shoulders back, and then bring the top of the head to the ground. If you feel strong enough to keep your legs there, keep your legs there. If you need to lower your legs down, that's all good. And then breathe very fast, nose like a sniffing dog. Generate some heat. Use your normal breathing. Place the feet down if they're in the air, close to the seat. Move your hands out from underneath. Now place your fingertips beside your head on either side. Push into your fingertips and bring your head back a little bit further behind your hands. Coming into Urdhva Ardha Urdhva Dhanurasana. You can keep your head on the ground, flip your hands around the course, fingers facing towards the toes if you like. Bring your head up off the mat. If it's too much, come into bridge pose. So whatever you do, just do it with an intent of offering up. Don't be attached to the results. Don't worry about what you can or cannot do. It comes as a result of practice. Lift up your heels, rock back and forth. Try to send your chest forward as though you're trying to bring it right to the wall in front of you. That's it. Straighten your arms and legs if you can. Be formidable, like an arc in a building. Good. And come back down, relax. Breathe in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting, let go of all fatigue. Release everything. Okay. Arms up over the head and come up to seated position. Okay, starting off with Paschimottanasana. You can bend your knees if you have tight hamstrings. Raise your arms up, hinge forward. Bring your seat further back. As you telescope your chest forward, imagine you're trying to get your chest beyond your knees. You can take hold of your feet anywhere to your ankles. Just keep pulling yourself forward. Keep your attention at the base of the spine. Imagine the front of the head, the top of the head is going to reach the feet at any moment. Keep sliding your chest forward. If you keep your attention on the base of the spine, perhaps you'll feel a pulsation there. Imagine that all the blood is rushing to that area. That's where the blood is going. That's where the prana is going. That's because that's where the attention is. Inhale, come up. Good. Now, open up the legs. Same thing. So roll the thighs inwards a little bit. And from here, place your thumbs right in the top of the hip crease where the legs join onto your hips, right in the middle of the thighs. And then you might find that hinging action more easily there. Come forward, bring your forearms down, or if you can't get your forearm elbows down, just keep your hands on the ground and just slide them forward bit by bit. Keep on leading with the heart. Eventually you might be able to get your forearms down and then just sink your belly. Imagine your belly is just very heavy, it's falling towards the ground. And then eventually the rest of the body will follow. Just come forward and down. Keep on telescoping the chest forward. Roll the thighs inwards. Do it mindfully again. Don't go to a place of pain. What you do to yourself is affecting everybody, so we don't want to hurt the Lord who is residing within. And then make your way back up. Bring your hands closer. Lean to the right and fold, actually lean to the left first, and then bring the right leg back. If you can't get your leg, if it hurts your knee, to bring your foot behind, your foot beside your, bend your leg back like this, and keep your foot in front. Okay, so come into Janu Shirshasana. Otherwise, your leg is behind, your legs are about 9 degrees, maybe a little bit more. Pull the left side of the seat back so you're centered, your body's centered over the leg. Raise your arms up and hinge forward. Bring your body onto your front leg. Hold the foot, or take your right wrist with your left hand and pull it way beyond your foot. Stretch out your back. And move your left arm to the inside of the leg. And then see if you can push the back, the left arm into the leg, the shoulder into the leg. Bring the right arm over, lateral stretch. Some of you might be able to take the foot, the left hand, the inside the foot with your left hand, and reach right over and take the foot with your right hand from above. You can also bring your left hand against the right thigh, push against the right thigh to try to get your chest a little bit more open. Try not to have any folds in the underside of the body. Inhale, come back up. Good. From here, swing to your left and bring the right foot in front. And from here, bring your left leg up and just move your foot back and forth. Bring it out, bring it in. And bring it in front again. Left shoulder, and if you can, in front of the knee, and push into the back of the knee and press it down and back. And then from here, compass pose. So if you can either take a strap if you need to, if you can't get the leg straight easily, you take a foot around the strap around the foot and raise it up, or you take your hand underneath the heel and raise it up. If you're more flexible, take the hand in front of the foot and pull on the other edge of the foot. Slide your left hand back a little bit away from the body and look up. And then come back, hang your left leg over the arm. A few options here. You can just bring your right foot on top, cross your ankles, and then push into your hands, asana, come up this way. If you have a lotus, bring your left foot into your right foot into your left hip crease, and see if you can get your left leg up. Those of you who can might be able to get your leg behind your head. And then from here, you lift up. So if you can do a lotus easily and you can get your leg behind your head easily, this is not hard. Okay, so you can try that if you like. Otherwise, asana, like I said, your left arm, your left leg over your left arm close to the shoulder, and we push down the foot. Bring the other foot on top, hook the toes together, and then lift your base. And if you can, straighten your legs. Your chest is level with the ground. That's the idea. Beautiful, everybody. Good. Push into your hands. There you go. That's it, Georgia. Okay. And there you go. And release. So if you're trying to do an arm balance, it's easier to put the foot in the lotus first before you bring the other leg up. Okay? All right, so now let's try it on the other side. So your left foot is in front, your right leg is up. Take hold of the foot and just move it back and forth. Swing the leg out to the side and back and forth. And then in front, you can do this a few times. Push the knee back behind your body a few times to warm up, so that when your knee goes back, you can get your right shoulder in front of the knee a little bit more easily. And then into compass pose. So you push the heel up from underneath, or if you can, you take hold of the outer edge of the foot from across the foot, slide your right hand out a little bit, use a strap if you need to get your legs straighter, and then try to get your leg as far back as possible behind your shoulder, so it becomes easier to take if you want to take your foot behind the head, it's already in place. Okay, so good preparation. And then the next, move into your lotus, leg behind the head, arm balance, or asana, right leg over the right arm, and push your left ankle into your other ankle, push into your hands, take a half breath in, hold your breath, and come up. And then tilt forward so you can straighten your legs and float parallel to the ground, your chest. That's the idea. Good. And there you go. Release. Good. And back down. Okay. Well, now we're going to make our way back onto our bellies. Bending the back the other way. Bring your forehead to your hands and just wiggle your hips around. Shift your hips very rapidly, like your snake just trying to slither its way out of its old skin. Bring your hands in place, in line, heels, your palms in line to your chest, your heart. Roll the shoulders back. Make your way into Cobra. Imagine having that boundless range of motion. bit by bit, curve your spine. Imagine that your head's going to touch your seat at any moment. You push your chest forward, pull your shoulders back, don't lose your neck. Move your hands a little bit closer in towards your hips. That's it. Beautiful. Now from here, break the pose, come down. Relax. Bring your forehead on your hands, breathe in, breathe out. Come onto your hands and knees. Tiger. So there's a few different variations. If you feel it's too much, you can come down onto forearms. Okay, so hands underneath the shoulders and raise your right leg up. Try to keep your legs straight, try to make the line nice and strong. So if your leg is bent like this, as Dharma says, no tiger's going to want to mate with you if your tail is hanging down low, not beautiful. Okay, so raise the foot up, point the toes. Again, you can come onto elbows if you need to. Bend your right knee and take your left hand around to the foot and pull it up higher. Good. Pull on the foot. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, if you're more flexible in your shoulders, you can release the right hand and try it with your left hand. So you had to bring your foot out to the side and see where my elbow is. It's quite high. It's higher than the shoulder. You take the foot from the outside and then, so you can turn your elbow forward and try to get your foot up. Okay, so you can do that version as well if you have very mobile shoulders. You can even bring your foot to the head. So lots of different things. Beautiful, Georgia. That's it. Nice mirror. Awesome. All right. Release. Try it on the other side now. Again, starting with your hands and hands beneath the shoulders. Raise the left leg up. Strong lines. Then push the foot up and away from your head so that your leg is nice and straight and high. Now bend the knee, reach around the right hand, keep your gaze steady in front, and pull on the foot, try to get the foot up higher. Push your chest forward, away from the seat. That's a Violetta, nice. That's it. Bring your chest forward, your head up a little bit. There you go. All right, you can stay here. This is already, you're reaching your limit already, or bring your right hand back down, and then take your foot in your left hand. Your hand comes to the outside of the foot near the toes. Bring your knee up as high as your elbow up as high as you can, higher than the shoulder, so that when you bring your elbow forward, you're not straining the shoulder. Okay, and then push the foot up high. If you want, you can bring your foot on the head. Beautiful. Just use your creativity to find beautiful, nice cliff. Arch your back, push your chest forward, lift your head up, look up. That's it. Good. And release, come down. So place your hands just a little bit behind your shoulders, closer to your knees. Arch back to start, and then round your back. Throw your belly button up through your lower back and your chest up between your shoulder blades. Inhale again. Arch your back. Round your back, tuck your chin in. One more time. Inhale, prepare, arch your back, and then throw your heart up between your shoulder blades and your belly button through your lower back. And then release. Now come back onto your seat. Left leg extended, right foot on the other side of the leg, close, somewhere between the knee and the ankle. The right hand right against the center of the back. Left arm up, Ardha Matsyendrasana, Sukha Ardha Matsyendrasana. Take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right, spin around your arm. Imagine you can see right through your skin. And try to visualize the spine spiraling upwards. Keep twisting from the base of the spine right up, so eventually your chin comes over your back shoulder. And your head is turned to not just the eyes that turn. From here, look forward and bring the right knee in a little bit. And take the foot to the inside of the leg. Left arm comes to the outside of the knee. Come forward into Kundalini. So you can stay with your legs tucked in, or extend your legs, or swing your left leg back. If you know fallen angel, you can do that too. You can bring your head to the ground, push into your hands, see if you can get your legs up. So if you know that one, you can do that one. Or just stay in the twist. It's all good. Beautiful. All those beautiful Dia and Boyan. Nice. And that's it. All right, once you had a chance to try, come back down and do the twist on the other side. So your right leg extends, your left foot on the outside of the shin, between the knee and the ankle. Left hand right down the center of the back, with just against the seat. And then the right arm comes up and across to the left. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to your left. Push the knee into the elbow and the elbow into the knee. Keep twisting. Feel like you're wringing water, like water wringing out of bringing water out of the cloth. Same way you're wringing all the toxins and impurities out of the organs. And come back to face forward. Bring your left foot to the inside of the right leg and bring the right arm across the outside of the thigh. Press into your hands. And again, you can come into tuck here, bring your left elbow into your hip and bring your knees up over your right arm. If you can, you bring your side of your left head, your left side head down. And then you can come into your Kundalini if you like. Swing the right leg back. If you want, push into your hands, push into your left arm, the elbows into the hip crease, and come into angel, fallen angel. So you have to be really strong through the left arm. It's a beautiful, beautiful cliff. That's the idea. Nice. And release. Come down. Shavasana. So make your way onto your back. Beautiful work, everybody. So now just make yourself comfortable. Take whatever props you need to ensure your comfort. Lie down. Very important part of the process of just integrating all the benefits. That's it, Georgia. Push up through the foot that's high above and really dig the elbow into the side of the body. So really push down into the elbow and then push into your hands, and this will allow your legs to come up. Okay, good. I can show you after the class if you like. All right.
Once you're down, just relax. Feel the whole body just sinking down, feeling very, very, very heavy. And if through the physical surrender, you remove all the physical barriers, and once those are removed, you can work on the mind. Work at just removing all those mental barriers that prevent you from being fully receptive to all the gifts of the practice. And once those are gone, the emotions are quiet as well. The mind comes into a quiet state, free of restlessness, free of desires that lead to attachments, that lead to pain, suffering sometimes. Just open yourself up again to receiving everything, the best of the best. Imagine that you're pulling in the best of the best through this process to purify the body, all the love, all the wisdom, to help you to keep your comportment straight. That's to say, comporting yourself in a way that doesn't bring about pain and suffering to others. So all that you draw in from everybody, from all around, send it right to the spiritual heart, the residing place of God. As God is is the common thread that ties us all together, all those benefits go to all beings as well. Just take your attention to your left foot. Just relax the toes, allow them to go limp, dead-like. The foot as well, feel it heavy, just hanging off the ankle loosely, lifelessly. I'll just fall out to your left heavily. Ankle is loose, lower leg as well. Relax all the muscles so that they feel like they dissolved. Becoming mass of soft tissue that is not good for anything. It just only is there to create extra weight. Feel it just hanging off the bones. The left knee joint inactive, no sensations. Above it, the left thigh. Relax, feel it heavy as you release all the muscles. So left leg, from the top of the thigh all the way down to the foot, as heavy as a concrete post, unmovable, dead-like. Your right foot, relax all the toes, feeling them go just limp, lifelessly hanging off the foot. And in turn, the foot lifelessly hanging off the ankle, falling out to the right, heavy as can be, no tension whatsoever in any part of the foot, no tightness, no hardness, soft. Above the ankle, the lower leg, all the muscles relaxed, soft, like jello. The knee is completely inactive, no sensations coming from the knee. The thigh muscles, relax those muscles as well so that they become heavy. All the muscles on the leg just hanging off the bone along with the skin, lifeless, drooping down from the hip all the way down to the foot, the toes. Incredibly heavy, so heavy, not even conceivable to even move it. The seat, the pelvis, feel as though all the bones in there were made of lead. So heavy. Anchoring the body down, keeping those legs pinned in place. The whole bottom part of the body from the hips down, heavy as lead. sinking into the ground. Now the left hand, relax all the fingers, feel them just droop lifelessly. The palm, the back of the hand, the whole hand just flimsily hanging off the wrist loose and inactive. The hand just lying there like dead weight. And then the whole lower part of the arm, lifeless as well, as you release all the muscles without any strength left in the muscle, any engagement. The arm just lying there lifelessly. Elbow joint as lifeless and inactive as the knees. The upper arm, left arm, relax all the muscles. Feel them just dissolve into softness and the whole muscle just becoming soft. The shoulder heavy. All the bones in the shoulder joint feel as though they were just made of lead as well. So the left arm has no possibility of moving, it's just pinned down lifelessly. The right hand now. Relax all the fingers. Feel them just droop, become lifeless. The rest of the hand as well. Just allow the hand to just go soft, relaxed, hanging off the wrist loosely. And above the wrist, the forearm, the right forearm, all the muscles just hanging off the bones. Completely useless and listless. Elbow joint, relaxed. No sensation whatsoever. The right upper arm, heavy. So you just release all the muscles, feel as though they just dissolved. All the way up to the shoulder on the right side also firmly anchored down to the way to the bones in the joint. So heavy, so they're made of lead. The whole arm, lifeless, like dead weight. The arms and legs now just dead, like sinking into the ground, heavy. The rest of the body in between the trunk also follows. So feel the back just sinking down. Imagine you had a big lead blanket sitting on the body, on the inside of the body. So everything just becomes extremely, extremely heavy and just sinks into the ground, starting at the top of the back, just feeling that weight just move all the way down through the whole upper back, mid back, and settling into the lower back. And even that rise, that natural rise in the back, just as a result of all the weight coming down on it, it flattens out, sinks into the ground as well. And even the organs in that trunk become heavy as well. The lungs, the diaphragm, the heart, stomach, liver, kidneys, intestines, everything. Just so heavy that they become sluggish, not even able to function to anywhere near their normal ability, and they go quiet as well. Even the blood just remaining still in the veins, not even circulating, nothing circulating. body like a corpse from the neck down. All around the neck, ensure that there's no tension. Relax all the areas around the neck. No tightness, no pulls or strains. The head heavy on the ground. Forehead just relax. No signs of anxiety, no stress lines etched into it. Just relaxed. The eyebrows, the eyelids heavy. Eyes relaxed, no squinting, no straining. The nose and the cheeks as well. And the area around the mouth. No tightness, no tension around the mouth or in the mouth. Just allow the teeth to be set comfortably, the tongue to rest in its bed softly, the jaw relaxed, the chin relaxed. And then with the body completely lifeless, no longer communicating with the brain even loses sight of the body. Out of its awareness completely, so the body wasn't even there. And in fact, you are not the body. In fact, you are beyond the mind and the emotions as well. So continue to be the witness, the supreme witness, just who watches and pursues everything with divine love and non-judgment. Try to stay in that state of observance with reverence, with love, unconditional love towards all, for a sign that we're approaching self-realization is when we see divinity in all beings. We see everything the same, no separation. No difference. Whether it's a blade of grass, whether it's a plant, whether it's an animal form, or whether it's human form, love them all the same. Now ingrain in your mind and heart that intention by repeating the following sentence 3 times to yourself. I hold all beings within my heart because God is within my heart. Now, just as important to carry this out in your day-to-day life as on the mat. So now prepare to bring that into the world, into your daily life now. In all your interactions, try to see the light in every being. Have compassion for those who are suffering and for those who cause the suffering as well. Praying for them, they'll find their path soon to a compassionate one. So they too can see the benefits of doing good and being good. So now prepare to come back from Shavasana. Slowly find your way back into your body. And start to prepare to sit up. Now we'll close the practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Be receptive to the grace of God. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Such a pleasure and such an honor to practice with all of you. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful practice, everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.